Hello, my lovelies. Elsie here to do your sneak peek for the week. How are you? I hope you're well. What week is it? I don't know. When are you getting here? Like, is it this week? Is it right now? Or is it next week or a year from now? It'll be 7 days from whenever you see this video. So thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. And I am going to read for all 12 zodiac signs today. I've got 12 decks to my left here, and I'm going to choose one for each of the signs that I'm going to read for the next 7 days. So this is a general reading. Please be reminded that I'm not reading for you personally. That's a private reading. I'm reading for a general sense. So if it sounds very ambiguous, very general, that's why. So once I read from these, I'm going to mark everything down in the description below. And the description is not the pinned comment. If you click on the video itself, the title of the video, and then click on more, you will see all of the times that will pop out. Just because some of your the ways that you're viewing this, whether it be on your TV or your phone, on some of those devices you won't be able to see the chapters. So I put the timings in so you'll see the chapters for most of you. So I do this reading once a week. Thank you for clicking here and giving this a shot if you've never been here before, and if you keep coming back, thanks for being my ride or die. I appreciate you. And what else do I have to tell you? I think that's it. Private reads. Look, if you want a private reads are usually always open. And the private reads begin from $25 and they go up from there. So if you're interested in that, please take the link that is in the pinned comment over there above the comment section, and you will get a link to Hypsee. It's the only place where you can book me. And take a look at my packages and my pricing. Let's find out what's going on for you. Look, I do readings that are live as well, so check in on that and on my schedule. You do have to pre-book for those ones as well. All right, let's find out what's going on for you, Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's start out at the beginning. Wait, I just gotta do one of these first. Got coffee. Coffee with cinnamon and a little bit of cream. All right, in case you're nosy. In case you're nosy like that. All right, let's find out what's going on. Let's talk about you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. My fire family. I'm more fire than I am earth, but nonetheless. All right, they're throwing themselves around. We've got the Four of Swords. That's what we're starting with. Four of Swords. Tell me about the Four of Swords this year. We've got Nine of Pentacles has come out in the reverse. What's going on here? Look, they keep jumping. What is going on here? We've got the Star and the Magician. So what I think is going on here is I feel like somebody here is healing. So you could be, because we are talking about Pentacles and we're talking about the 9, it feels like you're maybe finding a new job. You're healing the career path. It feels like you are in this energy of maybe I'm not doing enough, or maybe I don't have enough, or maybe you're struggling with a confidence issue. But it feels like that is what you're healing. Somebody here because the Star is here and because the Four of Swords is here with the Star, to me the Four of Swords is always clarity of the mind, because the fours are about stability. So I feel like what you're getting is stability of the mind. You're getting stability financially, stability in your career. And it's because you are hopeful, but it's also because the Magician is here. Look, the Magician is you, Aries. The Magician is you. It's you realizing that you have the ability to create your own environment. You have all the aces up your sleeve. Look, we've all been given the tools. All of us equally have been given tools. How we use them is up to us. Or if we even realize we have them, right? So sometimes some people just stop here. The Fool comes first. That's the major arcana. That's the life path, right? The Fool comes first, and then we do have the Magician. But if you don't realize you have the tools, you just never usually use them. I think you're realizing you have the tools to heal yourself is what it is. Tell me about the Four of Swords, please. Tell me about the Four of Swords. We've got the Eight of Swords. The Sun is here. I like it. Oh, the Emperor. Look at you. So the Sun is here to reveal something to you. So the Sun is here to heal, make you happy. It's revealing something. It's a bit of a breakthrough. And to the left of the Sun is the Eight of Swords. So it feels as though you've been caught up in your head, in a prison of the mind about, what do I do about this? How am I going to figure this out? And I feel like, you get your aha moment, your breakthrough moment, and the Sun shows up to reveal, look, you're the Emperor. You've always been the emperor. You've always had the tools to do what you want. You are the person who has the skills, the resources, everything you need is in your back pocket. Just reach in there. But you also need a little bit of courage, right? A little bit of courage to be able to do that. Let's talk more about this emperor and this magician. Because look, I put one card down in the middle. I put 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. The 3 on the top, the emperor and the magician are above and below each other. As above, so below, right? So I feel like, oh, look at that. The Fool is here. I feel like somebody here is taking control of a situation that felt out of control. Maybe you're taking back your control at your job. It could be that because the 9 of Pentacles is in the reverse. It feels like somebody just, I feel like you've always had the confidence, but maybe in some situations you pull back. Look, we all do that, right? If we know somebody who we love, we might be less judgmental, or we might be less inclined to be more forward with them or unfiltered, right? But I feel like somebody here has decided, wait a second, I'm the boss. This is my empire. You can't tell me what to do. And if you do, the Fool is here. I always have the option to leave. It'll be scary, a little bit terrifying, absolutely. But you know what? The Emperor doesn't care. The Emperor is the one who's going to figure it out from all corners. I'm going to make sure that I win because the Emperor isn't into losing. The Emperor doesn't have a long list of things that they have not been successful at. Next to the Fool, we have the 9 of Wands in the reverse. Look at that. So it feels like with the 9s that you're this far away from tuning someone in and saying, wait a second, no, that's enough. That's enough. I've given you a chance. I've given you 100 chances, and that's enough. So it feels like this 9 of Wands in the reverse tells me that the 4 of Swords is working, because it feels like you're healing some sort of a burnout phase in your life where you allowed somebody to get in your head. But it feels like through this healing, with the Star, you're becoming more hopeful. And also with the 4 of Swords, it feels like you're now becoming more stable in the mind and more clear. Like, wait a second, why was I letting that person get in my head? Next to the 9 of Wands in the reverse is the Death card in reverse. Okay, so the problem is not that you don't know how to take your power back. That's not what the problem is. The problem is that in order to do that, Aries, you're going to have to change everything. And I think that's the problem. Look, I don't care what sign you are, from Aries to Pisces, change is always the obstacle. Because we want things to stay the same. We want to be able to have everything we want to have, everything we asked for, everything we feel we deserve, and we don't want to have to change anything to get it. And so I feel with the Death card in the reverse next to the 9 of Wands in the reverse is telling me here that if you want to get out of this place where you're burnt out, if you want to get out of this place, you can. But the Fool's here. It's going to take you to a place you've never been before, and it's ominous. I'm just saying, look at that Fool. Look at that, looking down at that big gap there between where they are and where they want to be, sizing it up. Like, should I go? I know you'll go, Aries. I know you will. I know you will. But the Death card is showing up in the reverse, right? So when the Death card shows up in the reverse for me, it's avoiding change is what it is. You know that there has to be the biggest transformation, and you might have to lose some things. What are you willing to lose is what I'm going to ask you. We do have the 8 of Pentacles. It feels like somebody here is ready to leave a job. You're ready to detach from a job or something you've really been working on. It feels like you have, maybe you've gone back to school while you're at a job and you've become now certified to do something. It feels like you're the subject matter expert, or it feels like somebody here has really been working on that on themselves, because the 8 of Pentacles is also self-mastery. So whatever you're mastering is something that has put you into a whole new vibration, and you know that something has to change in order to take advantage of what you've built or the hard work that you've been through. The Sun is here to give you a realization or a breakthrough that you are the Emperor. And I think that's what's coming up for you in the next 7 days. Tell me about the outcome for Aries. We've got 6 of Wands. The sun is shining on your face, friend. Everybody's going to see you step out into the light. Everybody is going to see you step out into the sun as the Emperor. And I feel as though you have been the Emperor for a while, but I don't necessarily know that you want to shout it from the rooftops yet, because you want to be sure. Look, the Emperor always needs to be sure that they're going to win before anything goes down, right? We have the Two of Cups. And we have the Moon. Okay, so for some of you, I'm talking about a relationship. I'm talking about you pursuing someone. Listen, the Two of Cups is not always love. You know, you hear it on the platform over and over, but the Two of Cups isn't always love. But it is a deep connection. So it feels like you have a deep connection to someone, and that's like a deeply intimate connection. And what I mean by that is you've shared a lot of things with them, a lot of things you don't tell any other person or people. And so it feels like what you're bringing out into the light, I feel like you're stepping out into the light as the Emperor and saying, okay, if I want this, I got to take charge of the situation, and I want to further deepen the connection. But the next card out is the Moon. So I feel as though things are unsure, and so that's why you haven't stepped out yet, Aries, because the Emperor will never step out, because they are not looking at making a list of things that they didn't get if they pursued it. That's not what the Emperor does. The Emperor is a bit of an ego, I'm just saying, as it comes to that. So the Moon is here, and I feel like you just don't know what the outcome is going to be, so you haven't moved yet, but I do believe that you want to come out under the sun. You want to get this, you want to get the victory here, but you've come from a really hard place, right? We know that because the Six of Wands is here, coming back from the fight, coming back from the war, the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and also the Nine of Wands in the reverse. So you're coming back from a pretty hard place. And I don't think you quite trust the situation yet, but I feel like you are going to put on your big boy, big girl pants, step into your Emperor shoes and say, okay, that's it. I got to do this. Now, the Emperor is a masculine energy, but please understand that women also have masculine energy, right? Whether you lean masculine or lean feminine is up to you. All right. Let me see what's around the corner for you, Aries. We've got the High Priestess. We've got the Page of Swords. Okay, so you're sharpening or honing your intuition. You're looking at something from a distance. You're observing it from a distance, going over details, because the page, the one with the sword, is the one who's not going to miss a detail, right? So it feels like this Page of Swords with the High Priestess is, I'm going to stay quiet for now, but I'm going to take note of everything that's going on before I make the move. For some of you, you're making a move from a job. For some of you, this is really just owning your confidence and knowing that you're the Emperor, and if you will it, it'll be done. That you're just now finally saying, I'm not asking, what is that? I'm not asking for permission. I may ask for forgiveness, but I'm not asking for permission. And Aries actually gave me that phrase. I don't ask for permission. Sometimes I'll ask for forgiveness, but not all the time. It's very Aries. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Well, there you go. Once you hone the intuition and you're sure your intuition tells you it's go time, then you're going to stand up for yourself. The Seven of Wands is here. Last card. We've got the Two of Swords. There's the decision. Look, I cannot even with this tarot. Yeah, there's the decision, the hard decision. And I feel like the reason that you haven't made this decision yet is because both the Page and the Two of Swords are here. And so it feels like you're looking at something from a distance, or you're observing something, whether it's close to you or not. It could be in the workplace. It could be your boss. It could be another person inside your workplace. But it could be someone else outside of your workplace. But it does feel like you need more details, or you're gathering or gleaning more information before you actually make this decision. Because this can end up being a block if you wait too long, because I feel like you're scared of getting hurt. Three Swords are here, right? You're scared of getting hurt, whether that means this is your, because of your workplace, a job you're leaving, or if it's because of a person that you are fond of, I would say. Someone that you want to deepen your connection with. All right. We have Leo energy. We have Virgo. We have Pisces, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Cancer. We have more Aries and Gemini. We have Aquarian energy. We have Taurus energy, Leo. We've got Libra energy and Aries. All right. You have to let me know. You realize that I'm coming in on the 8th chapter of a 20-chapter book, and I have not a hot clue what's going on, right? So if it resonates, let me know. All right, Taurus. Happy birthday, friends. Happy birthday, May Tauruses. Let's find out what's going on for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Look, hey, Got a new moon coming up on the 16th. New moon, new day, new stability. Getting your shit in order. There's a Gazimi coming up too. Look, go see your favorite astrologer because they're going to tell you how really very important the next few days is going to be for you, Taurus. Let's find out what's going on for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising. Venus and Jupiter, bottom of the deck is the Sun. Okay, let's find out what's going on for Taurus. We start with the Two of Wands. So I feel like you're already prepared. I'm going to say, it feels like you're already prepared. You know what's going down. You know that something is about to go down, but possibly you don't know exactly what's going down. It feels like with the Two of Wands, I've got the plan. I'm waiting at the crossroads for the universe to tell me which way to go. I need to wait to listen, to feel it out, Taurus. That's what it feels like here. Because, I love this card because one side, look, one wand has the sun, one wand has the moon. Which way are you going to go? Uh-oh, I'm going to sneeze. It's springtime. I'm sorry for those of you who are sensitive to those sounds. All right, we've got the Eight of Wands. It's go time, friend. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. Look, you are probably, after the last 7 or 8 years of Uranus in your sign, you're probably more confident than you've ever been. And so I feel like it is go time, but it feels like you're waiting for something because you're waiting at the crossroads. You're waiting for this. Feels like you're waiting for some sort of emotional feeling, something that tells you emotionally that you're ready to go, or waiting to make sure that you're absolutely disciplined in the thing that you want. Is this really what I want? I think that the Nine of Pentacles is saying, am I confident enough? Like it feels like the Chariot's making you check in with yourself. Are you confident enough? Are you disciplined enough? Is this something that you really want? Tell me about this Two of Wands, please. Ooh, Temperance is here. You know what that means? It's almost go time, friend. The moment of alchemy is here. We've got the Five of Pentacles. Ooh, I don't know that. I feel like your plan is in place. I feel like you're prepared in terms of your plan. But when the Five of Pentacles shows up, it's like, should I do the last check? I feel sort of disconnected from my intuition. Temperance is here, right? Feel a little bit disconnected from my intuition. How am I going to know when it's time? That's how you're going to know. Because you're the Empress, friend. That's why. And the Empress is the Queen of Cups, who is psychic, who is compassionate, kind, and loving, but is also intuitive. So that's how you're going to know. I'm going to say that those of you who have made it to the Empress energy at this time, even those of you who are working on it, right? Just because you're a Taurus or a Libra doesn't mean you're the Empress. The Empress comes with wisdom. It comes with the wisdom of all the queens. And so you've lived part of, a good majority of your life by this time. So I feel as though you are feeling confident with the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like it feels like everything is in place for something to go right for you, but you're kind of in the Five of Pentacles. Like if it comes to me, fine, but I'm not going to go looking for it. That's what the Five of Pentacles is telling me with the Empress. If it comes looking for me, I'll be ready. But if it doesn't, it is what it is. Let's find out what else is going on here, Taurus. We've got, the Page. The Page of Cups has shown up. So whatever you feel coming at you, and I feel like you probably feel something coming at you, like a rumble in the ground. I always explain it as like, I don't know if you've ever had the privilege of being in a place where a lot of horses are running or where the cattle are coming in. I spent a lot of my youth in the country where people were working with horses and cattle. And that is such a beautiful feeling when you can feel them coming before you see them coming. So I feel like you're feeling sort of a rumble. And what I mean by a rumble is maybe not necessarily, well, you are an earth sign, so it could feel like a rumble under your feet, but it does feel like you know something is heading towards you, but you don't know what it is, but you are prepared anyway, it feels like. So the Page of Cups tells me it may surprise you. And then we have the Four of Cups because it's going to drag you right out of your comfort zone. It feels like this, I think that's the thing you're worried about. There's something here that's going to drag you out of your comfort zone and try and get Taurus out of their home when they are not interested in being out of their home. We've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse. You know what it feels like? It's like, it's not them, is it? Tell me it's not that one. That's what it feels like. Tell me it's not that one. I feel like you're okay if it surprises you, as long as you get to be in charge of whether you want to stay in your comfort zone or not, Taurus. And I feel like the Ace of Cups in the reverse is, I don't think I'm ready for like emotional connection. I hope they don't expect that this surprise feels like somebody's walking into a surprise party or something you didn't know was planned. Like it's going to surprise you and like you got to act like you're like, oh, yay. And I don't know if you're in the oh, yay sort of energy. One more card here. We've got the Hanged Man. This is why. Because right now I feel like you're in a pause and you're trying to get perspective. It almost feels like somebody here is like, what is that? What is showing up here? And I feel what you're probably feeling is the new moon. You're feeling the Cazimi. You're feeling all of this really, it's sort of an urgent energy, but it's an urgent energy that's asking you, what does this really mean? Is this really what you want? It feels like you will be solidifying the things that you want and the things that you don't want. You'll just be leaving aside. So this Page of Cups tells me something is going to surprise you and you're going to have to be making the decision on the spot. And it could be so much as a surprise party or someone's throwing you dinner or someone's inviting you somewhere or someone shows up in a space where you don't expect to see them. Tell me what is the outcome for Taurus, please. We've got another page, this time the Page of Swords. We've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. And we've got the Seven of Cups. What is going on here? That's what that says to me. What is going on here? You're about to be surprised by something. The Page of Swords is the one who's like, what? Like looking over everything, right? That's the observant one. It feels like it also could be somebody who's been observing you and you weren't aware. I just looked at the timer. It says 21:22. Somebody here could be unaware that someone else has been watching them and waiting to see when the best time to show up is. But with the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse and the Seven of Cups here, it's like this, wait, what? What? There's more options than I thought. Look, more options for a job. We've got the Page of Pentacles. When it's in the reverse, you can make the deposit if you want to. You can make the what's the word I'm looking for? You can make the investment if you want to. I feel like it's going to show up regardless. It feels like it's going to show up and you have way more options and opportunities than you thought you had, Taurus. Maybe you thought you had one. Maybe more than that are going to show up. Let's look at what's around the corner for Taurus. We've got the Three of Cups. What? We've got the moon energy. Oh no. It's the worst thing, right? To me, the moon energy is the murky water. It's like I would rather the lights be on or off. I would rather it be day or night. I would rather know that that is purple and not red. And I would rather know that that is pink and not orange. Like I don't want the murky water. There's too many weird shit, too many weird things that can go on in the murky water. So very interesting here because yikes, look at that energy, right? So we've got the moon, we've got the Queen of Swords, and we got the Three of Cups. It feels like a surprise party for those of you who are having a birthday or about to have a birthday. And I don't know why the Queen of Swords is giving me, you didn't expect it, so you're gonna deal with it unfiltered. Like what the yeah, it feels like you're gonna deal with it unfiltered. So really, I don't know what this is. For some of you, it feels like it could be a birthday party, but for all of you, it feels like that it's something that you didn't expect that is going to be showing up. Surprise, some sort of surprise. And although I don't think the person walking through the door, if that's what we're talking about, is going to yell surprise, I feel like the Three of Cups tells me it happens in a social situation, so you don't have any control of who's coming in and out. I feel like you want to be in your comfort zone, but I feel like with the page here and the Ace of Cups in the reverse, it feels like you're trying to feel it out, but you're like, what is that? Something's about to go down and you don't know what it is. All right. The moon energy and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're about to find out. You're about to find out what that thing is. And then we have the Three of Wands. Look, y'all, can't even. The Knight of Pentacles is rolling up. It's been a long time. It's been enough. Somebody's ready to say it. They're ready to say it and be honest and truthful. That's probably why you're showing up as the Queen of Swords here. Somebody here is ready to just say it, whatever it is, to be very sharp, honest, truthful. Somebody here who just wants to unburden themselves. They need to say it. And they've been holding it in for a really long time because they thought it might be too honest. Yeah. So it feels like with the Three of Wands here is the last card out. It feels like somebody here, this is what's coming in the future. So for some of you, it could be this week. For some of you, it could be 3 weeks. And I say to you, when is it happening? You tell me, because not all of you are getting here today. Some of you will see this at a future time. Tell me when you're seeing this, by the way. So we've got Aries energy. We've got Libra, Cancer, Pisces, more Pisces. More Cancer. Look, it's going to be very emotional. More Cancer. Oh my gosh, you might even cry. That's a lot of Cancer. Holy crap. We've got 1, hang on, 2, 3, 4 cards that are Cancer. This is Scorpio, the 7 of Cups, and I feel like you already know what's going on. Came up in the deck underneath the Empress. It feels like your intuition knows what's going on, but you can't put your finger on it. We've got some Taurus energy here a couple times. We've got the 8 of Wands, which is pushing forward at the crossroads, right? Look, 8 and 2 is 10. Somebody's coming in to unburden themselves, but I think that this moment of alchemy here, Taurus, is probably, Sagittarian energy, by the way, is probably, it could be that you are finally unburdened because you know what's going on. You walk into the party, you walk in and the person's there. It could very well be your unburdening as well. All right. Little bit of cafefe. All right. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter for the next 7 days. One of my very favorite Geminis is coming to visit me on Saturday, and then my other favorite Gemini is coming to visit me on Sunday. It's a weekend full of Geminis, and I love it. Let's find out what's going on for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini. I have all kinds of allergies, y'all. I had to close the window. Look, it's 27 degrees Celsius here, which is, I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, to be honest, but it's probably close to 80. It's a beautiful day, but as I was doing all of this, I realized that it sounded like I was by the ocean when I had the window open, so I had to close it. All right, Gemini. We've got the 7 of Cups. Confusion. Illusion, maybe. Not really sure what decision to make. The 3 of Wands is here, so you're not really sure what decision you're supposed to make in the future. It feels like it's very emotional or overwhelming, and it's not clear to you about what the decision should be. But it could be coming up the next 2 to 3 weeks. You will make the decision because, look, somebody there has their hand on the wand, right? So it feels like you will make the decision, but I don't think you were expecting that you would have to make a decision. You would have to pick 1 cup off the shelf. I think you thought that just the one thing would show up and that would be it. But I don't think that's what's going on. We've got the Page of Wands in the reverse. Confusion about what comes next. Am I going to like it or am I not? 5 of Swords just showed up. So I feel like the Page of Wands in the reverse is not necessarily excited, is still curious, but am I going to like it? Like, that's what it feels like. I'm not really sure if I'm going to like it or not. The 5 of Swords here says you're fighting with yourself, arguing with yourself as to what to do next. And if more than one does show up, what do you do? Because the 7 of Cups is here. Tell me more. We've got the Magician. Well, you use all the tools that have been given to you by the universe to create your own reality. What is it that you want to do? It's up to you. Whatever is above, so below, so you can bring whatever you want out of the 5D into the 3D and create it here. You have all the tools to do so. Oh boy. There we go. The Tower is showing up next to the Magician. To me, I feel like you will be making some sort of a decision that is going to shift everything. Where is it shifting to? Oh, I kind of like that. Look at that. The King of Swords. You'll be facing something head on. Is what you're going to be doing. Something here, you're going to have to face it head on. It feels like there's a decision that you have to make, but you're going to have to make that decision and pick from the pile, like from all the puppies. You know what I mean? Like, all puppies are cute, all kittens are cute, but you only get to pick one. And which one is the best one? So I feel like you are in this 5 of Swords energy with, I'm not really sure. I can't really make up my mind, but I do feel that when when the Tower shows up, that's when it becomes clear for you, because the Magician is here. And the Magician is, oh yeah, that's right, I do have the tools. I have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is in the hand of the King of Swords. So I feel like you are going to make some sort of really clear decision. Look, when the King of Swords speaks, it's always truth, honesty. I'm going to give you the facts. I'm going to keep my feelings out of it. So I feel like the shift is a change of mind, or a shift in the mindset is what it feels like. You're like, oh yeah, right, I have that tool in my back pocket. I can use that if I want to, and create this whole thing the way I want to create it. We have the Knight of Cups, we have the Five of Pentacles, and we have the Seven of Wands. So it does feel like somebody's trying to protect what is left of something. Trying to protect what is left of my feelings. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. It feels like you're trying to protect what is left of your dignity, what is left of your finances, what is left of your job. It feels like you're protecting what is left, because the Five of Pentacles is here. And the Seven of Cups feels like it's emotions or heart space, or it could be romance for some of you. It feels like you have a shift in your mindset. I really want to salvage this, or I really want to protect what's left. Like I don't want to leave this relationship, this job, or this situation with hardship. I don't want us to be angry at each other, but I am going to have to give you the truth, the unfiltered truth, because to me the Seven of Cups is the filter. And once you get out there with your Ace of Swords, there's no more filter. The Aquarius doesn't have a filter. We have, the Wheel of Fortune. So look, I feel like you are, I feel like things are changing up for you. There is going to be a change. It feels like a change of heart, or a change of your finances. And with the Wheel of Fortune here with the Five of Pentacles, it tells me that if somebody here has been living on just about nothing, something's about to switch up. You either get a side gig or a better job or something like that. I don't unfortunately think anybody's going to drop a bag of money on your head, but it feels like something changes for you and everything moves forward in a fortunate way. So I feel like you've been at a place, if we're talking about you financially or in your career, you've been at a place where you have to hold on to every second, every penny. I've got to watch my tongue. There's no way I can lose my job. It feels like there's something here that you've been protecting with all of your might. And it feels like you've been forcing yourself to be kind, forcing yourself to with the Knight of Cups, right? You just want to hold on to whatever it is, and you're holding on to it tightly. But when the Wheel of Fortune shows up, it's destiny that's here. And so changes are going to happen here. But I feel like they're going to be fortunate changes. I'm just going to throw one card here. We've got the High Priestess. So the answer is use your intuition. Whatever you decide for yourself, as long as you're prepared, is going to be the answer. Trust yourself. Tell me what the outcome is for Gemini. We've got the Page of Swords. This is the third time, I think, so far. Yeah, I think 3 readings. I could be wrong. I'll have to go back. But the Page of Swords keeps showing up. So we have the Page of Swords. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Very interesting. Ooh, and the Sun. You know what that feels like? If I don't do this now, the future is screwed. If I don't make it clear now, if I don't step up as the King of Swords and just give it to them unfiltered and let them know exactly where I'm at, the future may be screwed. I feel like the Page of Swords is, you've been looking over this, gleaning information, looking in books, doing your research. It feels like you've been observing something from a distance, somebody's actions, the way they speak with you, or, I would say actions. And I'm going to say the Magician. It tells me that you're very much about watching for manipulation, because the Page of Swords is here with the Magician, that you're very much about observing people, not only looking at them, but seeing what they're really saying, reading between the lines and feeling them out, because the High Priestess is here. So when everything changes, I think your intuition comes back online. So the Page of Swords is here with the Ten of Pentacles, and that tells me that you now have enough information to plan your future, and the Sun is here. But I feel like if you don't do it now, if you're not honest with yourself now, that it's going to postpone something that you want. More money, better, like the Ten of Pentacles here, time, energy, effort, health, future things, legacy. It's going to interfere with something here. So the universe is saying, look, notice it, see it, make sure you're paying attention. And I think that you are, because the Page of Swords is here. What is going on that is around the corner for Gemini? I feel like a big breakthrough is coming through financially for somebody here. So if you've applied for jobs, the job is coming through. Maybe you get the promotion, maybe you get the raise. But with the Sun here, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune on the table, something's about to break. I feel like something is about to get better. The Tower's here. Everything is shifting. So look, Uranus, right? And I'm just saying that because the Tower is next to the King of Swords. Somebody's going to get a big idea, or something is shifting in the way you see something or understand it. We've got the King of Wands in the reverse. So you're not doing this through ego. You're doing this through intellectual things. You're thinking it out. You're getting more information. You're observing from a distance. You're being very careful with the Knight of Wands. You're not doing this through ego. You're not doing quickly. You're doing it intellectually, making sure you're going over all the details and not missing anything. The Emperor is here, and then we have the Hermit. So, you know, the Emperor being here, this could be you standing up and saying, look, I have all the qualifications. I can run your business just like you can run your business. But also it could be that you've been thinking about how to break the news to your boss, or how to say to your boss without ego and with data, right? Data. You want to say to your boss, look, I deserve the promotion. I deserve the raise. You've been quiet about it up till now because the King of Cups is here, but you've not been showing on the surface. Like nobody, it's like a sneak attack. You've not been showing anybody what's about to happen here. One more card. I feel like the Emperor could be you, right? Could be you taking control of everything here, but it also could be your boss, because with the Hermit here, it feels like somebody here has pulled their energy back, and is thinking about what to do next. That's what it feels like here. How do I approach this person calmly, without fire, without an argument? You're about to confront somebody. The Three of Pentacles is in the reverse. And I think what you realize here, Gemini, is that this could crumble the whole foundation. I could lose my job. Maybe they won't take everything that I'm saying as truth, right? The King of Swords being here. So something here is about to shift. The Three of Pentacles is in reverse. I feel like the Emperor may not see you as someone who is cooperative or collaborative if you bring the truth too aggressively. I feel like this person, the Emperor, values information, truth, right? Because they are the King of Swords as well. So I think if you bring it to them in a way that's not egoic, but a way that is data-based, then the Emperor cannot refute the data, because they're the King of Swords as well. They won't refute the data. All right, so we do have the Five of Wands here. So I think that you are arguing with yourself about how to pick your words. Look, the Queen of Swords is never here to ruffle feathers. The Queen of Swords is here to just say, look, this is how it is. And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but this is how it is. So I think that we're going to have the King and the Queen of Swords, who are very good at being very honest and truthful with each other. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a sword fight, as I like to say, with the King and Queen of Swords. We do have Taurus. Give me a second here. All right. We have Taurus energy here. We have Virgo. We have Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarian energy. We have the Knight of Cups, Piscean energy. We've got Aries and Gemini, and Sagittarian. We've got Libra, Aquarius and Gemini, Scorpio energy. Got the Sun. We've got Virgo and Piscean energy. All right. All right. Cancer, you're next. Let's find out what's going on with Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Cancer for the next 7 days. Tell me about Cancer. Cancer, we start with the Four of Cups here. We've got the King of Cups, so you're back to being your stoic little self, not showing anything on the surface. We've got more cups, Five of Cups this time. Okay, that changes things just a little bit. And then the Seven of Cups. It feels like the Five of Cups here is telling me that if I don't say something, I'm going to regret it. The King of Cups is, of course, keeping it all under the surface and giving the stoic face to everybody. So I feel like you are really feeling a lot of things right now. And the Seven of Pentacles is telling me that you've been waiting with intention. So you're intentionally going to plant a seed somewhere, but you're not exactly sure when to do it. I think that you will do it, but I feel like you want to do the sneak attack. I don't think you want anybody to know that you're ready to do that. So because the King of Cups is keeping it all under the surface hidden, Five of Cups is telling me, yeah, I could regret this if I don't do it. We've got 5, 9, 10. 10 Cups is here. So it could go either way is what you're thinking. I'm keeping it all under the surface until I know that there's a win to be had. I feel like right now your comfort zone is the King of Cups. You like to keep everything under the surface. You do, Cancer. But when it comes out, it pours out, right? Good or bad? Tell me more. We've got the Seven of Swords. We've got, the new moon. Dude. Dudess. Whoever you are. The new moon card is here, and it's specific to this deck, which is the Wandering Moon Tarot. So this new moon energy here is this weekend. There is a new moon in Taurus, and look, this new moon in Taurus is asking you, what do you want to keep and what do you want to get rid of? What is it? Because it's time to clean it up and be very intentional about what you're doing. I feel like the Seven of Swords and the new moon is whatever has been concealed from the Seven of Swords is coming out. This is a new beginning, friends, right? New moons are always new beginnings. And it feels like with the Magician energy, you're in charge. It feels like somebody's realized that they have all the tools and the resources and all the aces up the sleeve, in the back pocket, whatever it is. And whatever I decide to will be it. So the Magician is creating their own reality. So what do you do? Right? Tell me about Cancer. I feel like you're going to wait, and just before the new moon, which I think is on the 16th, 17th, I feel like you are going to do something intentionally. Three of Wands, right? Something is showing up here. The Knight of Cups is here. And the Knight of Wands, and then I think you're just going in. We could be talking about something romantic, but it does feel like it is something you fantasized about for sure. The Knight of Cups is the sort of fantasy, ride off into the sunset sort of energy. So it feels like something you've dreamt about, thought about, daydreamed about, fantasized about. And the Knight of Wands tells me it's like you fantasize about going in and whisking someone off their feet, or you wish someone would come in and whisk you off your feet. But the Three of Wands is here. So what is arriving is the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands, the ships that are coming in, right? So it could be within the next week or 3, because wands are weeks for me. For some of you, it could be a month, but it does feel like it's weeks. The Knight carries a week, or Knight carries a wand, and that's weeks to me. So it could be 3 or 4 weeks, right? We do have the Hierophant energy here. So it does feel like once you step across the line, you don't go back. Oh yeah, right. You're the Taurus of all the water signs. That's true. The Hierophant is here, right? And so you're a person who I think if you decide you're committing yourself to something, you're just loyal. You just never let go of it. And it is up to the other person to ruin the whole thing, because once you get in, you are loyal. Right? And so if the other person screws it up, then that's on them. But I feel like you're a loyal soul who still has some feeling about something that you're either about to do, or something is about to show up for you that is going to have you charge at it, make a decision, do something bravely, which I think has to do with your emotions. So tell somebody how you feel about a situation. Look, maybe brother and sister are fighting and you stand up in the living room and say, you guys are being idiots. Just get along. What's going on? You're adults. Like, it feels like it could be that. But it feels like you are standing on business for something. So when the Hierophant's here, you're standing on something quite moral. So it could be a moral ground. It could be something you're committed to, a thing that you will just dig your heels into and just never change your mind about. I feel like this is something you're just not very flexible about. So whether this is about a romantic thing, Knight of Cups, or it's about something that you've got to gain clarity about, or it feels like something that you've got to say about how you feel about a situation. Could be romantic, doesn't have to be. We've got the Knight of Swords. In the outcome, we've got the Nine of Wands. Yeah, cut the bullshit. That's what Charlie just said. Cut the bullshit. That's what it feels like here. Nine of Wands. So it's like this is wearing me out. So when the Knight of Wands is here, that's Gemini energy. And please understand that Uranus is in Gemini right now. So if you know a Gemini, they're just going to say it. They're just going to spit it out, right? And more so than usual. But the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Wands is like, you guys are burning me out. Can you stop this? Can we just get this working on the road? Can we just figure out what we're going to do here and solidify the plan? Because you guys are burning me out. We've got and the full moon is here. So I think that something's about to go down between the new moon and the full moon. I don't even know when the next full moon is. You might want to let me know in the comments. But it feels like, yeah, there is something going on between the new moon and the full moon, which I think is usually around 2 weeks apart. So within that 2 weeks, I feel like something's going down for you there, Cancer. Tell me what's around the corner for Cancer, please. We've got the Ace of Wands. Yep. Oh, and the Tower. Look at this. And the Four of Wands. You are definitely shifting. This is going to be a really big shift into happiness. The Four of Wands is here with the Tower. It's going to be a shift into celebration, into stability, into happiness, and it's going to be exciting. Ace of Wands here. This is a path you've never been on before. You feel pretty excited. The shift is a positive one. It feels like it is, but it also feels like it's quick, it's fast, you don't expect it. So I feel like it could be coming at you, or you could be the one that causes it simply by just saying something. The Four of Wands and the Ace of Wands is 5 for me, so that feels like you've got this internal dialogue, or you've got this internal struggle going on, or there could be a struggle going on around you. Like I said, the situation with brother and sister that can't just seem to get along at any of the family gatherings. We've got the Emperor. All right, it's up to you, friend. You're the one taking control, I feel. For those of you who feel like this is a reading that is outside of you, that is showing up, the Emperor might be showing up to get some stability with you. And I think you're going to be excited to see them if that's the case, because everything's going to shift when the Emperor shows up. The Emperor is very sure of themselves. They don't get into making decisions if they're not going to win. This person's very sure of themselves, very confident. This could be somebody who's hiring you. This could be someone who's your father. This could be someone who is romantically linked to you. Two of Swords is here. Somebody has finally gotten out of their head. Yeah, Four of Swords. They finally healed this block. Two of Swords, Four of Swords. 2 and 4 is 6. Moving forward, right? Moving forward, moving on after feeling in a lot of lack. Right. Tell me what is going on with Cancer in terms of signs. We've got Gemini and Aries here. We've got Aquarian energy, more Aries, Taurus. We've got Sagittarius and Pisces. We've got Scorpio and more Aries. We've got more Scorpio and Virgo energy. We've got Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, more Aries. The full moon energy doesn't have a sign with it, but the new moon is here. I'll say that's Taurus because we have a Taurus new moon coming up. And we have Libra, and yeah, I've got Libra here a couple of times. And the Knight of Swords is Gemini. So there is something coming up, friends. And the 8 of Wands tells me it's fast. It's showing up fast. All right, Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me all about Leo for the next 7 days. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. Okay, well, the Page of Swords just flipped out of the deck and flailed itself on the desk. So I'm going to keep it. And the Page of Swords is actually in the reverse. Tell me more why the Page just threw themselves out of the deck onto the desk in the reverse. Tell me, well, if I'm being honest, it came out on its side, and to me that's a challenge. So it might be a thought process that's challenging you, or something that you need more information about, or you don't know what to say or how to say it. We've got the 10 of Cups. Excuse me. We've got the Ace of Wands. And we got the Pentacles. Are you going to ask somebody to marry you, Leo? Or maybe ask them to, maybe explain to them that they make you very happy? Just this information here. It's like the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and then the Page of Pentacles. It's an offer, an exciting offer about the Ten of Cups. So you're going to ask somebody to move in, like you're going to the next level of something, maybe an emotional thing. It feels like with the Page of Swords in the reverse that you don't know how to say it, or you're not really sure if you have enough information in order to say it. But it feels like this is your intention. This is what you want to do. You want to me, when I see the Page of Pentacles, it's something you want to materialize. Something has just been in the mind because the Page of Swords is here in the reverse. Something you've just been thinking about, but you've been thinking about your happily ever after, your joy. And it excites you when you think about the Page of Pentacles, making an offer, possibly going to the next level. Should we move in together? Should we, maybe somebody's gonna propose marriage, or maybe you're gonna propose marriage to somebody else. We've got the Three of Swords. Okay, so here's the other end, right? We're going along the top now. The Page of Swords is bringing up the Three of Swords. It's bringing up the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh God, I'm gonna have to be vulnerable. Leo, that's not your strength, right? I'm going to have to be really vulnerable. Now, for those of you who have water in the moon and the rising, that might be a better strength for you, depending on what the sign is. If you are a Leo and you're cornered by Cancer energy, maybe it's a little easier for you to feel your feelings. But the Three of Swords tells me, what if I don't have enough information? Because don't forget that the Page here is in the reverse. What if I don't have enough information and I'm going to go ahead and be vulnerable? Four of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm going to go ahead and stop holding back. But what if my heart gets broken? What if I haven't read the situation correctly? Page of Cups. Well, I'll just surprise them. Yikes. Okay. So listen, because we are in a general reading, and general readings can always be from your point of view or the point of view of another, because we do have cross watchers that are watching as well, right? So the Page of Cups is here. I can tell you for sure that there will be a surprise. Somebody's about to be vulnerable, and they're terrified that they're going to get their heart broken. So whatever way you take that, it looks like somebody here is not sure what to say or how to say it, that they always stumble on their words when it comes to just standing up in front of somebody and saying it. This is somebody who's probably not used to being a public speaker, or somebody who's not really confident with saying things in front of people, but it feels like there's a lot at stake here. It feels like the Ten of Cups is what's at stake. Tell me more about Leo. We've got the Four of Swords. I feel like you're trying to heal this anxiety, because we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're in your head, right? We've got 8 swords. I'm adding them on the table. 8 swords, you're stuck in your head. And it feels like there's a little bit of nervous system stuff going on, is what it feels like. Yeah, I'm about to spring this on someone. They're not expecting it. I'm just going to say it. They're not expecting me to be vulnerable. I'm just going to say it. It's an Empress. That's why. So Leo, look, you could be an Emperor, but I feel like somebody here is feeling the nerves of moving toward an Empress here. It feels like the Empress is somebody who you understand doesn't need you, doesn't really need anything, and not in a snobby way. I'm just saying that this person is used to being alone. They're used to being a person who does everything alone, who accomplishes alone. This person is probably someone who's been single for a while. They help others, but they're not usually helped. They don't care, right? This person feels as though if they have extra that they should bless others with it. This is somebody who takes care of all the people around them. And then we have the King of Wands. Yeah, I feel like that's who you're pursuing, friend. I feel like you are pursuing the Empress. And I feel like there could be an age difference, because the Empress is usually someone with wisdom. And of course doesn't have to, age does not come with wisdom. There's so many instances where I've seen that somebody who's even older than me just doesn't get it. And so age is not synonymous with wisdom, but I do feel that the person that you're looking at does have wisdom. And I feel like you're in this King of Wands energy. So it's not like you're without your wisdom, but it does feel like there could be an age gap. And you're trying to heal some sort of anxious feeling of this person is going to turn me down, break my heart, and there I was being vulnerable for nothing. We've got the Knight of Swords. There it is. I think you're just going to say it, friend. I think that's the best plan, to just go with your intuition and just say it. Charge in, say what you got to say, kick open the door and say, listen, sit down. I got something to say. And yeah, just do it. What's the worst they could say? No. It's not like you've never been disappointed before. And tell me what the outcome is for Leo. It is the Nine of Cups, friend. I'm telling you what. Look. The Nine of Cups and the Towers here. You shift immediately into wish fulfillment, happy inside, happy outside, one cup away from the 10, right? But listen, the Nine of Cups is here and so is the Page. That's 10 cups. The surprise is really going to end up good. I feel like somebody here is going to be pleasantly surprised. And then we have the 10 of Wands. And look, no matter what happens, everything is going to shift. The Tower says it is. Everything's going to shift, friend. Come here, closer. No matter what happens, you get to drop the burden. Yeah. You're now unburdened. So whether they say yes or whether they say no, yes, you'll probably be a little heartbroken, but please understand that whether they say yes or no is not the point. The point is you got all the way through the situation. You were terrified, you were nervous, you had anxiety, but you moved forward through it anyway. Tell me what the outcome is. And sometimes that's the only lesson we get, right? The outcome is the Ace of Cups. Yeah, I think that's your worry. Your worry is that they don't feel the same as I do. They're not really looking forward to this new beginning like I am. Ace of Cups and the Three of Wands, right? Does this person want to move forward? Because that's what I feel. That's what I feel. Things, yeah, the Temperance card is here. So it does feel like this is a moment of alchemy. And so when I say that, it's like everything is perfect. It's in its perfect space. There's nothing more that you can do but listen. Listen, when Temperance is here, I say listen. Because this person's got, you can see that they've got the symbol of the sun on the forehead, which means the third eye is open. So I'm going to say you see things as they are. I don't think that you're delusional. I think that you have seen things as they are. We've got the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like you feel that if this doesn't work out, that you will be the Five of Pentacles in the future. That I'm going to feel left out. I'm going to feel terrible. I'm going to feel like somebody here doesn't see my value, doesn't see my worth. And I'll say to you, you have worth or value. That doesn't change depending on who does see it or who does not. You still have value, but that's your decision. That's not theirs. We do have Three of Pentacles. Look, it could be that there's somebody here that you know, that you've known for a really long time. You've already built this Three of Pentacles with them. So it does feel like that this person, that you either watch this person work, maybe they're a person at your work, but this is definitely someone you get along with as a friend, as a partner. Someone that you feel like you've been getting closer to over time. I feel like you've known them for a long while, probably 3 years, 8 years, possibly 9. We've got lots of pentacles here. So I feel like there is, yep, there it is. We are going to take the leap of faith. So I feel like whatever it is, you're going to say it. You're going to do it. You're going to wait to listen to the universe. And when you feel like you should, you're going to do it. And I would say to you that regardless of the outcome, you learned the lesson. All right, we've got Pisces, Libra, we've got Sagittarius and Gemini. We've got Leo, Aries and Sagittarius. We've got Virgo and Taurus. The thing is when you're dealing with the Empress is not going to let you down in a way that's going to break your heart. This person's kind and compassionate and loving. They're not just going to tell you to leap off a roof. Okay, so we've got Aries, we've got Sagittarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and Capricorn energy. Be prepared and organized, I would say. All right, Virgo. Let's find out what's going on for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter, my Earth cousins. Let's find out what's going on for you in the next 7 days. Whenever you find this, it is the next 7 days, friend. Which means there are things in the archives that you may have missed, that you thought at the time, this doesn't really resonate with me, but could resonate now, depending on where you're at in your life at this time. Tell me about Virgo. We've got the Page of Wands. Feels like you got your eye on something exciting. I'm looking at this Page of Wands. Got your eye on something exciting. It is a little bit nerve-wracking, though, I would say, with the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands and the Page of Wands is 10. But whatever this is, you just need to release it. You need to put down the burden that you're carrying. It feels like somebody here is about to make a really big, bold move. The Queen of Wands is here. This also could be a person for you. If this is a person, I feel like you need to drop the burden of maybe watching this person. It feels like you're burnt out from, thinking about them. Yeah, the Ace of Swords is here. It feels like it's a little bit of... it feels like it's, I'm excited about it, but it's the burnout because you haven't pushed forward. You haven't done it. It's the Ace of Swords is the aha moment, the realization that I really do want to say something. I want to call them. I want to connect with them. So, and with the page here, it tells me that possibly you're ready to hit send on the text or on the email or whatever it is. It feels like you're, to me, the wands are fast moving energy information. So it feels like it is text or email or something like that. It feels like you've got your eye on something or someone making you nervous to actually do this, to say something, because the Queen of Wands is somebody who's very independent and doesn't really need anyone else in their life. But also the Ace of Swords being here tells me that you might be making a big, bold move to communicate with this person. Tell me more about the page. We've got the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, you just want reciprocal energy is all you want from this person. We've got the Five of Cups. You're worried. Worried that if you don't step forward, that you may feel regretful that you don't. Or maybe you're thinking about the past, feeling a time when you had your heart broken. So I feel like you do want reciprocal energy from this person, but we've got the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. And it tells me that somebody here is worried about being disappointed or heartbroken. Maybe that person's not going to respond to me the way I respond to them. And, but if I don't do it, if I don't ask for the date, Ace of Swords, Six of Pentacles. If I don't ask for the coffee date, if I don't ask if they want to go out somewhere, if I don't communicate with them, I feel like I'll be regretful. I'll regret not doing it. But it feels like this Nine of Wands is a little bit of fear factor is what it feels like. I'm just so burnt out. I just need this off my plate. I need a yes or a no. Tell me more what's going on for Virgo. We've got the Ten of Wands. Yeah, this really is a burden. Like I was saying with the Nine of Wands and the page, that's 10 wands, and then the 10 wands shows up. And I love this depiction because look, no matter how beautiful it smells or looks or whatever it is, it's still a burden, right? So it does feel like you just want to unburden yourself. These two are next to each other on the table. So you just want to unburden yourself by finally admitting it, saying it, communicating, calling. To me, swords are communication by phone. To me, wands are communication by texting, email. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. And we've got the Five of Swords. So, am I going to rock the balance? Because we're looking at the Three of Pentacles, right? The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, we're looking at the Six of Pentacles. So, will I rock the balance? It feels like the Five of Swords is somebody who just doesn't want their heart ripped out, right? Like, I just want this. I just want you to see me the way I see you. And I don't want to rock the balance. But I have to get this off my shoulders. I have to know if you feel the same way I do. The Queen of Pentacles is here. One more card over here. We've got the Ten of Cups. I think they do. I think they feel the same way you do. Now, this doesn't have to be romantic, understand? This could be like, I feel like I need the job or should get the job. It feels like you're about to open the conversation, ask for a raise, ask for the promotion. It feels like somebody here knows that I'm going to get response. I'm going to get reciprocal energy in terms of response, but I think that you're worried what the answer might be. So whether this is about your stability, Queen of Pentacles, time, effort, energy, money, your health, I'm afraid to ask the question because maybe I don't want the answer. That's what it feels like here. Tell me what is on the outcome. What is the outcome, please? We've got the Lovers, we've got the King of Pentacles, and we've got the Four of Pentacles. So it does feel as though you have been holding back, maybe because this could be a workplace romance. This could be making the choice to just be happy with what they're paying you, King of Pentacles. It feels like you've been holding back, or there's some sort of a barrier here. So that tells me that the barrier, just looking at this Four of Pentacles here, it feels like there's been a lockdown, like a barrier. Like you don't have the key to the locks on that fence here, that you're going to have to talk to somebody over the fence, which tells me that you're going to have to talk to somebody who maybe you don't usually talk to, or somebody who usually isn't very responsive to the people around them. So I feel like that's your worry, and you're about to make a decision here with the Two of Pentacles. But I feel like it's important for you to keep your balance in all of this. The Lovers is here, and I think that's a choice, but it could be romantic for some of you. And it does feel like somebody here, if this is romantic for you, it feels like somebody here feels kind of a way that they want to settle down. They want to provide. Like, you know, when you want to settle down, you want to provide, you want to dote on somebody. That is the, that's the feeling of, uh-oh, I think I got it bad. Tell me what's around the corner. We've got the Knight of Swords, which has been showing up diligently here. Knight of Swords, Nine of Cups, Four of Cups. So I feel like this, you're not used to just saying it, so you're just going to blurt it out. It feels like here it will be received well. Nine of Cups. I'm just going to say with the Nine of Cups, I feel like you're going to be happy regardless of the answer. And, you know, maybe you're not exactly happy because maybe it doesn't turn out the way you want to. But I feel like the fact that the Knight of Swords is here is telling me I'm just going to say it anyway. I'm going for broke. Whether this works out for me or whether it doesn't, I'm just going to do that. Nine of Cups is here. I have built my happiness from the inside and the outside, and somebody else telling me that they don't agree with me or they don't want me or whatever it is, it really doesn't have as much bearing on me as they think it does, because I don't need external validation. So it feels like that you are going to need to come out of your comfort zone to do it. The Four of Cups is here. Last card on the table, Wheel of Fortune. Something's about to change, friend. Something's about to change and move forward in a really beneficial way. The Wheel of Fortune tells me what's changing is this is the first time that you're actually going to speak up and just say it unfiltered. And the happiness that you feel, I feel, is not in anyone else's hands, because the Nine of Cups is here. You've worked a long, hard time building happiness for yourself. So you don't necessarily have to depend on someone else to make you happy. But I think that here you've got some deep feelings hiding underneath the surface here. And it also feels like you're being very quiet about it. You're very hopeful. Very hopeful that the Empress is going to be someone who is accepting or receiving. And honestly, the Empress always receives, right? So I feel like this person will receive you. I feel like your hope is good. It's all on point. I feel like you're supposed to manifest and use your intuition before you step forward, but I think you're supposed to say it, friend, in the most confident way that you know how. That's what it feels like here. Ten of Pentacles is here. I feel we shift into something long-term here. It does feel like the Three of Pentacles being here. It feels like it's a foundation that shifts here. And we go into a more solid foundation for Pentacles. But it feels like something here is about to shift, possibly romantically for some of you. I could read off the bottom of the deck forever. Let's find out what's here for you, Virgo. Got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Sagittarius. Jupiter influence. Something is about to expand or grow. And it's very beneficial for you. It's abundance, right? That's what Jupiter is. It expands your abundance. We've got Cancer energy here. We've got Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and Gemini. We've got Scorpio energy and Taurus. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, I said. We've got Gemini energy, and we've got Sagittarian energy, more Sagittarius. All right, Libra, how are you, sweetheart? I don't know why I'm always like that with you. Why am I always like that with you? I am like that with my Libra friends. I just want to cuddle them. Like that's, oh, it's probably the Venusian, right? I'm a Venus sign, and so are they. I was like, all right, sweetheart. One more time here. Let's find out what's going on for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs over the next 7 days. Tell me about Libra. Tell me about Libra. We've got the Five of Cups. What's going on here? We've got the Two of Cups. Confusion over how somebody feels about you. We've got the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh, so it does feel like so far that you are wondering how someone feels about you possibly, but it also does feel like there's regret that we haven't been speaking. It feels like the Six of Pentacles tells me when it's in the reverse, right next to the Two of Cups, tells me we used to share a lot. We used to share a lot of intimate conversations, and it feels like somebody is in regret that we're not doing that any longer. We've got Justice. Okay, so it feels like you want to get something back on the level. You want to make something balanced again, that you want to restore something or do the right thing. It feels like that the Six of Pentacles in the reverse is telling me we haven't really been talking, and we used to talk a lot. We used to share a lot of things. Two of Cups. Two of Cups can be romantic, but it doesn't always have to be. This could be a best friend. This is somebody that you've shared intimate things with that you probably wouldn't say just in a conversation to just anyone. But it feels like somebody here is feeling sad or a little bit regretful that there hasn't been a conversation, but you don't know why. Because the Seven, the Five and the Two are here. The Seven of Cups is here. It's like, is this an illusion? Like it feels overwhelming or maybe very emotional. You're not really sure how to feel about it, but it does feel like regret that I've let this sort of fall off a cliff here. The Moon energy is here, and I don't know what to do next. It feels like things are not as they seem, I would say. So if you're a person who is communicating with another, whether that be platonic or romantic, it does feel like that there is, I don't really know what to do from here because it's become weird. You know how that situation can happen really easily, right? It can start feeling really weird since we haven't talked for a long while. Conversation stopped. It went dead. Five of Cups is here. The Moon is here. And things are not as they seem. So I feel like if you were to reach out again, I just said that at 11100. So I feel like if you said something, I feel like it's really not as it seems. The Eight of Wands is here. And the Two of Swords is here. I feel like if the ball's in your court, friend. That's what it feels like. The ball's in your court. Two of Swords. Libra's energy is here. And it's here twice. The Two of Swords is Libran energy, and it's right up against the Eight of Wands. It's up to you. The next text is yours. The next communication is yours. And I feel like you know that. But I feel like you're like, oh, they're not going to want to answer me. What if they don't answer me? It'll break my heart if they don't answer me. Because the Two of Swords is here with Justice, and Justice carries a sword. So I think that you've been stuck. You've been stuck. It's like I only have one more shot. She's got just one more ace in the quiver. It's like I got to take a shot. I've only got a couple arrows left here. I got to take a shot. Tell me more. We've got the Eight of Swords, but shocker of all shockers. Eight of Swords. Shocker of all shockers. But listen. The Eight of Swords is here, and the way they break it up on this particular card is there are 3 swords in the quiver, 3 arrows, and around this puddle that she's looking into, the Five of Swords. So I feel like you're battling yourself about what to say. If I open this door again, is this person just going to shut me down and shut me off because I've stopped communicating? With the 8 and the 2, that's 10. Look, I think that what the more important thing is here for you, Libra, is to say something, anything. And if they ignore you, then you've got your answer. And if they don't ignore you, you've got your answer. Either way, it works out. Either way, you get your answer. But either way, you get the 10 swords. The 10 swords has dual meaning, right? It can be painful regrets, it can be sadness and hurt, it can be betrayal, but it also can be finally I get to release this, right? That you've been overthinking because the 8 of Swords is here. 8 and 2 is 10. So I feel like if you stop overthinking it and actually reach out, that is your answer. You're going to get that answer. Seven of Pentacles is here. You might wait. I think you've been waiting for the right time. You've been waiting to make a purposeful text. Like it feels like somebody here, the Seven of Pentacles is intention, right? Throwing the seeds in a direction of intention. I think for you, you're like at this energy of, but if I say something, then I'm all the way in. So I feel like your intention is to work really hard to say something, anything, Queen of Swords, and to be really honest with this person. I think honesty is the best policy, honestly. Honestly, Libra, I feel like with the Queen of Swords here, again, that's your energy. Look, we have the Two of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords, we have Justice. It's all about you. I think this is from your perspective. The Queen of Swords is somebody who doesn't want to ruffle feathers, but I think that honesty is the best policy for you. Look, I got tied up in life. Things just kept me busy, and I got off track, and I'm sorry, but I do miss you, and I want to talk to you again. I feel like if you would just be Seven of Pentacles, very practical in how you work on this, I feel like it works out the way you want it to. The Queen of Swords is very honest and truthful, but very kind, but very honest nonetheless. And then we've got the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, look, it works out. It works out. You're happy. This person's going to give you their time, effort, energy, money. I feel like this person was just waiting for you to make a move, because maybe they sent the last text and then maybe we just stopped texting. Right? Maybe you felt like there was nothing left to say, so we just stopped texting. Or maybe life just got busy. Sometimes that happens as well, right? Tell me about the outcome. We've got the Ten of Swords. Isn't that interesting? I was talking about the 8 and the 2 being 10. Ten of Swords, there we go. I think that you just, I feel like you're feeling a little bit intimidated, I'm going to say. The intimidation, I don't think is how can I say? When you're the Queen of Swords, not much intimidates you, because you can end up being a little bit intimidating because you're a truth talker, right? But I think that what is a little bit intimidating is that I feel like you kind of adore the Empress. And you could be the Empress, but I feel like if you are the Empress, it feels like you just need to say something so you can release it, because you don't want to be feeling this way anymore. If the Empress is somebody who's outside of you, I feel like you're scared the Empress is going to release you and just tell you to jump off a cliff, right? One more card. The Devil. Oh, you're thinking about this person on a loop. That's what's happening here. I think that you've been overthinking this. There's fear. There's, I feel like you feel very attached to the Empress. It's like you think about this person on a loop, and that's the 8 of Swords, right? It feels as though you do think about the situation on a loop, and you're just trying to avoid getting hurt. You know, a lot of people come to me for readings, and sometimes they'll just say to me, well, just tell me if they're the right person or not, otherwise I won't bother. No, well, that's not how it works, because I'm not here to interfere in your karma. You need your lessons, right? Whether or not it works out, you need your lessons too. So I feel like that's what's going on here. I feel like you're like, well, I'm not going in if I can't win the Empress. Understand that the Empress is never going to be unkind. She is the Queen of Cups. We do have the King of Wands. We have the 9 of Wands. So you are going to be able to release this or put it down or unburden yourself. Oh, look at that. I did say that when the King of Wands and the 9 of Wands was here, and then the 10 of Wands came out. So I feel like you've been overthinking it, wondering when should I approach? Should I send the connecting text? To me, Wands, and the King has one. To me, Wands are messages, usually end up being a message that is coming through text or through email or some sort of social media. And then we have the World card. It's going to change everything. It's going to bring an end to the chapter. And I feel like the end of the chapter is one where I'm feeling uncomfortable, feeling awkward, that I didn't say something, that I didn't do something, that I didn't restore the situation. I feel like the World card is an accomplishment or a milestone. I think that you are accomplishing something that you needed to accomplish. Yeah, you need to close this loop, I feel. So regardless of how it works out, you're brave enough to do it. You need to close the loop. We've got the Queen of Wands. I think you're very attracted to this person, and you are looking for a new beginning, Page of Pentacles, but you're very confused about where this would go next. Are we compatible? Where does it go? 7 of Wands is here. 9 of Pentacles. You're feeling like you're not enough. You don't have enough. It might be an age difference, economic difference. It feels like there's some sort of difference here, and you're trying to face your fear. You're trying to find the courage and face your fear, because judgment is coming at you quick. Look, the situation keeps coming up, Libra. It keeps coming back, and it keeps coming back. And that's the 8 of Swords, right? That's the loop you're on, and that's the Devil energy as well. The Devil energy is a little bit of sexual energy as well. when it comes to this sort of reading. So you might be thinking about someone in a certain kind of way, you know what I mean? All right, we've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Capricorn. We've got Libra and Taurus. We've got Sagittarius and Aquarius. More Sagittarius. We've got Virgo, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. More Libra, Cancer and Pisces. This is the problem. This is the whole problem, is you don't know how it's going to end up, right? And you don't want to get your feelers hurt. All right. Let's do this. How you doing? What are you drinking? Anything? So I'm going to show up here with a bottle of wine. All right. Let's find out what's going on. I am so sniffly because my windows are open and I have a lot of allergies. All right. Let's find out what's going on for you. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Scorpio, please. The next 7 days, tell me about Scorpio. Tell me about Scorpio. Scorpio. We've got 10 of Pentacles. We've got the 5 of Swords. Is this worth it? Is it worth it? Answer in the comments. Is it worth it? Because the 10 of Pentacles is here and so is the 5 of Swords. And I feel like you're battling yourself. Is this worth it? Because I don't think at this point in your life you're into anything but long term. I don't think you're into dating here and there. I don't think you're into having long conversations or the talking stage. It feels like you're like, is it worth it to get in? Do I see the value in it? Do I see the worth? This could be a new job, could be a new relationship. The Knight of Swords is here. And the 3 of Wands is in the reverse. Interesting. 6 of Cups is on the bottom of the deck. It does feel like this is someone that you're thinking about. So you've already had interactions with this person. It's a nostalgic feeling. I would say because Cups are here, it's an emotional feeling that you have. But the 5 of Swords is sort of being caught in your head. It feels like you can't pick a side. Like it feels like you can't make a decision about what you want to do, but the Knight of Swords is here. I do know that you want to charge in, say something, have a conversation, but the 3 of Wands is in the reverse. But when do I do that? I want to go out and meet the ships. I don't want to wait any longer. I just want to do it. And so the 10 of Pentacles is here, but is it worth it? Is it worth it for me to get in and make all the conversation and say the things that I want to say? But it feels like you do have really good feelings or memories about this. And look, a memory happens yesterday or the day before. It doesn't have to be years ago. It doesn't have to be someone that you dated. It could be quite literally, is it worth investing in? Because the 10 of Pentacles is here. Is it worth investing in the future? In this GIC, in this house, in this car? Is it worth investing? Does it have worth? Is it going to be worth it for me? Tell me about the 10 of Pentacles. It is something that is going to last long term. And I didn't even notice that. What's this? There's a key there. So we could be talking about, see it right there. We could be talking about the key to someone's heart, but we could also be talking about a treasure chest, a door, a car. Could be something like that, but it also could be time, effort, energy, money. Tell me about the 10 of Pentacles. What is it? What are we talking about here? The 10 of Wands. Well, it feels like there is something here that is really weighing heavily on you. It feels like you're caught between a rock and a hard place, I'll say, because these wands are on this person's back and they are laying on the ground. So it feels like you're caught between a rock and a hard place here. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. I want to make a decision because I want to relieve myself of carrying around this burden of instability. I don't want to be back and forth and back and forth. I just want to be balanced. I just want to get this thing into balance, make a decision that makes me happy. Either way, I just want to make a decision. We do have the 8 of Wands, so I just got to do it. That's what it feels like here. Scorpio, it feels like you are putting off making some sort of decision, because it feels like there is something here that is weighing heavily on you that you know is worth a lot, or had a lot of worth, or maybe it's a long-term relationship you're in. It could be a marriage. It could be just a long-term relationship. Maybe you live with somebody. It feels like something that's been going on for long-term, and you're fighting yourself as to whether to just rip off the Band-Aid with the Knight of Swords energy. So it feels like, I'm going to say that that's probably the influence of Uranus and Gemini. It feels like, should I just rip off the Band-Aid and then just see what happens when I do it instead of waiting for it to happen? It feels like somebody's wondering, should I pull the plug or should I wait for them to pull the plug? Whether that's in a relationship or a job, because the Ten of Pentacles can be any of that, right? We do have the Page of Coins. We have the Devil. Oh, I'm getting all kinds of stuff on that. It feels like, am I really holding on to something of value or not? Because the page is very little. Somebody's giving you a very little bit of something. And the Devil is here. Attachment, codependency. I feel like there is some sort of attachment or codependency that you need to deal with in terms of the Ace of Cups. Feels like you're stuck in a loop. This Page of Pentacles could be an offer. It doesn't feel that way, if I'm being honest, though. If I'm being truthful with you, it doesn't feel like it's an offer. It feels like someone's giving you the absolute least effort, time, energy, money. And it feels like there is a codependent emotional connection here. This feels like it's more codependent than it is anything else. But it's been going on this way for years, for a very long time. And I feel like you want to back out of it. Or this is a job. It could be that, because we've got the Pentacles here as well. 10 Pentacles. Maybe you've purchased something of value with somebody here. Wondering, will I get what the value is from it? We've got the 5 of Cups. Oh. Yeah. It does really feel like you're in a situation where you're working too much and you're not getting paid what you're worth. Maybe you asked for a raise and they said no. It feels like, I don't really like it here anymore. I hate my job, but I'm here for a codependent reason, because every day I come in, they pay me to be here and I need the money. Who doesn't need the money? Everybody does. So I feel like you're ready to pull the Band-Aid off here, but I feel like the 5 of Swords is holding you back because you haven't really decided whether you want to move on. The Knight of Swords is here with 1 sword, and then the 5 of Swords is here with 5, so that's 6. So I feel like this is a chaotic place for you to be, and I feel like you want to move forward, but this is chaos you're dealing in here. I think the reason you want to move forward is because it's chaotic. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in the outcome. We've got the Strength card. And we have the Knight of Coins. So look, you've got to find the courage to be independent is what it's saying here. The Queen of Pentacles is independent, right? Somebody who takes care of themselves, does the thing that they want to do. They are healthy, taking care of their physical health, time, effort, energy, money. The Strength card here is telling me you have to have courage to be your own person, to be independent. And the Knight of Pentacles tells me that this has taken forever. It feels like this decision has taken forever. You're still undecided. Still. Tell me what's around the corner. We've got the 9 of Cups, got the Page of Wands, and we've got the 9 of Swords. But will I be happy if I go? I'm going to say yes, because the 9 of Cups doesn't show up unless you're happy on the inside and the outside. Unless you've done the work to make yourself a happy person regardless of the outcome. And that's where we all falter, is that will I be happy regardless of the outcome? I feel like you can find a way to be financially independent, no matter what that looks like, whether that is an airbed on the floor, in a small one-room place, whatever it is. I feel like you can do it, but it feels like you're wondering, is it worth it? Because I feel like Page of Wands tells me that you're going to be starting out with just about nothing. The Page of Wands is somebody who's brand new at all of it, right? taking a risk. And so that Nine of Swords is here. I think it makes you feel worried or scared. You're worried for the future here. We've got the Seven of Cups. So I don't think that by the end of this reading here that you've actually decided what you're going to do. I feel like you're just too stubborn, friend. We've got the Hierophant here, and the Ace of Swords is in the reverse. You're not ready to talk about it. But I do see that the Two of Cups is in the reverse. So I don't know. I don't know how much longer you want to be here. Just saying. We've got the Eight of Wands. That is Sagittarian energy. We've got Pisces. We've got Gemini energy, Scorpio, Capricorn, Taurus, Gemini. Got more Pisces, Virgo energy. We've got Sagittarian energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Ooh, energy. Got some Cancer, Taurus, and I feel like you're not saying anything. Ace of Swords is on the bottom. Feels like you're not ready to say anything just yet, but I think you're coming to a place where you're really thinking about it. Come to a realization. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter from my fire family. How you doing, friends? Hope you're well. Tell me about Sag in the next 7 days for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, not just Sun signs. Tell me about Sagittarius. Tell me about Sagittarius. We've got the Seven of Cups. Who started out with that? I think that was Gemini that started out with the Seven of Cups. Tell me what the Seven of Cups is about. We've got the Page of Cups. Do I roll up on them or do I not? Do I just say it? Should I just keep it underneath the surface, my emotions underneath the surface, until I'm ready to just spring it on them? We've got the Five of Pentacles. We're not talking right now. Why is that? Seven of Pentacles is in the reverse because we haven't been working on it. So I feel like there is somebody here that you plan on surprising with communication, or you plan on surprising them after a long period of not speaking with someone. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse tells me we haven't been working on it. And I don't think it's just you. I think it's both sides. I feel like we just have not been working on it. And now I am confused, possibly confused emotionally about where we're at. Somebody's like, I'm not sure where we're at because we've been disconnected here. So what do? Do I just surprise them? Do I just text them? Do I just show up where they are? What do I do? Tell me about the Seven of Cups. We've got the Three of Pentacles. This feels like a friend or a partnership. It feels like somebody you work with. This does not feel like a romantic thing for me at this point. And maybe it is something that turns to romance, but it feels like the Three of Pentacles is we've already built a foundation. Like we are friends. We know each other, friend of a friend, or this is somebody that you work with possibly. Collaboration. That's what it feels like here. We've already, like you have a good relationship with this person. It feels like we see each other off and on. We have the Strength card. And we have the Four of Swords. So somebody here is realizing the distance because it's silent. Maybe we talk periodically. Maybe this isn't someone who's your bestie. This feels like a periodic conversation. But it feels like the problem is that somebody really, I think it could be a Libra or a Leo. It feels like somebody here really has to find the courage every time they want to speak or text or resume the Three of Pentacles, which is friendship, right? It does feel like this Page of Cups here and the Five of Pentacles is telling me maybe I should give a little bit of energy, give a little bit of emotion. Surprise this person with a text. Surprise this person by showing up where I know they're going to be. The Seven of Cups is here. It feels very overwhelming as you think about it. I'm not really sure what to do. We haven't really been working on our connection. And I think we're talking about partnership, friendship, whatever ship it is. It doesn't feel like it's love at this point. Tell me more. We have, well, that might have changed. The Knight of Cups just showed up. We've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Boy, the Ace of Cups has been coming up in the reverse. And we've got the Hermit energy. So it does feel like there has been silence. There has been silence. There's been detachment. And I feel, it almost feels as though you, Sag, and somebody else, you thought that through these conversations we were having, that we were connected emotionally, or the heart space was opening, or feels like something like that. But I feel as though you might be thinking of them. And when when you're thinking about them, it's because they're thinking about you, I would say. But the Knight of Cups tells me that there is like a lot of daydreaming going on, thinking about you, thinking about how it might end up if somebody were to actually put the work into it. Hermit energy tells me there's been a lot of silence. Somebody's been thinking this over. Somebody who has a hard time making a move unless they have all the details. They really want to know that they know what's going on and what they're getting into. The Hermit is in Hermit energy. It's a place of self-preservation, but it's also, am I enough? Do I have enough? And the Ace of Cups is in the reverse. Am I enough to actually communicate? It feels like, you know what it is? It feels like there is a companionship here. So this is probably a group of people, a community, or a soul tribe or something like that. And somebody from outside the tribe has come in, and it feels like somebody here is feeling as though there is, there's more of a connection between you and them. And they want to explore that, but it feels like they don't know if they can. They're not sure if they can explore it or not. Somebody here feels like they don't have enough details, or they don't have enough information in order to be able to move forward. Give me one more card here. We've got the Nine of Cups. Okay. So I feel like when this person and you are together, I feel like it's 10 of Cups energy. I feel like you both are happy. It's joyful. We're always amongst friends, or whenever we talk about really great things. It does also feel a little bit like we get to know each other a little bit more intimately every time we talk. So, you know, when you've first met somebody, it's not necessarily all pentacles, but it's not necessarily Knight of Cups. It's like an underlying sort of, we're getting to know each other for a purpose. But I feel like there has been conversation that has stopped, or it's gone to intermittent conversation. It's because the other person is trying to find their courage to say something important. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Moon energy. We've got the Tower here. And then we've got the Ace of Wands. So I feel like what you don't see, Sag, is that everything's about to shift here. The Moon energy is here, and although you don't see things as they are, it feels like you don't really understand what the plan is behind the scenes, I'm going to say, because the Tower is here and there's about to be a shift you're not expecting, and it's an exciting one because the Ace of Wands is here. So an exciting shift is coming. I feel like this person, if they've pulled back their energy from you, Sag, it feels like because it's like the slingshot effect, right? We're like pulling it all back because boom, it's all going to move forward all at once, it feels like, with the Ace of Wands being here. Around the corner, King of Wands. Somebody is going to pursue, whether it's you or them. We've got the Five of Wands. So this person is sort of in indecision at this time, sort of in a battle with themselves about what to do next. But because we have the Five of Wands and the King of Wands, it feels like 6. Somebody here wants to be seen, wants to come out in the sunlight and be seen. Somebody feels like they're going to have to slip into their ego energy in order to be able to say something here, because their Three of Swords is here. They're at risk of having their heart broken. We've got the 3 and the 4 here. It feels like this person feels like they're holding things under the surface that they haven't told you yet. It almost feels to me intuitively like somebody feels like they have something under the surface that you might not see as compatible, or if they see the whole me, they're not going to want that. You could be dealing with an air sign. You could be an air sign watching this with a Sagittarius as your moon rising sun, as your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Jupiter sign. What I'm saying is this isn't only for sun signs that are Sagittarius. This is also for people who have, say, an air sign and they have Sagittarius in the rising, or the moon, or the Venus. 8 of Cups. So I feel like somebody is going to deliver this information in a very detached way, because we're dealing with the King of Wands who has wisdom. Somebody here is wanting to step out into the sunlight and be seen by you. But it also feels like the Three of Swords tells me that what's at risk is heartbreak. And the 8 of Cups tells me that they're going to try and deliver the information in a way that is very detached. So don't be surprised if they spring it on you in a way that's very detached and you're like, wait a second, what was that? Like you might not understand it at first. You might say, are you kidding? Like it might come off as that you don't feel as though they are being very honest or truthful. This person just wants to talk to you like all night long, like over and over and over again. This is repetitive energy, right? It feels like this is all this person thinks about. Maybe you think about them. I'm just going to say it's quantum entanglement. If you're thinking about them, they're thinking about you. That's the reason why you're thinking about them. So the Six of Pentacles and the Devil tells me that we're constantly thinking about the conversation or the conversations we've had or giving each other reciprocal information. It was going so good, and then somebody pulled away their energy. And I think it's because it was getting really serious is what it feels like. Yeah, somebody here is protecting themselves. It does feel like the slingshot effect. Look, somebody here is protecting their energy and pulling back before they push forward because they're trying to figure out how to say it and what to say. Because it could be something weird, like, the Friends. Remember the show Friends? And when Chandler and, what's her name? When the two got together, and it was weird because it was within a friend group, like it could be something like that, and that's why they've pulled away to think about it first. We've got Capricorn, we've got Pisces and Virgo, we've got Taurus, and more Pisces energy. We've got Libra, we've got Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Piscean energy, we've got more Libra energy. Scorpio, yep, something is about to shift, and I think you're going to be excited about the shift, honestly. We've got more Pisces and Cancer. We've got Virgo energy and more Cancer energy. All right. Let's talk about Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me all about Capricorn for the next 7 days. Tell me about my Earth cousins. Tell me about Cappy. Tell me about Capricorn. We've got the Two of Pentacles. We've got the Ten of Wands. You're struggling with a decision. Something's weighing heavy on you, and you're trying to find the balance in it. Before you let go, you're trying to balance something. Look, the Two of Pentacles could also mean you're trying to balance work with home. Could be work-life balance. It could be something that's weighing heavy on you. Maybe you're really short on money or low on money. It feels like, I'm going to say if that's you, if you're somebody who feels like you're short on money, I feel like more is coming. And I'm just saying that because look at all those pentacles he's got on his vest. Yeah, he's got two, keeping everything in balance with the two. But we also do have the figure 8, the infinity sign. So I feel like two becomes more. It goes on and on and on forever. That's what it feels like. There is more coming here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pentacles are on his vest. I feel like you are juggling financially, but I feel like something's about to show up to relieve the pressure a little bit. Tell me more. We've got the Death card here. Yeah, the Death cards come up below the Two of Pentacles, so I feel like the juggle is going to be over, and it's something that's weighing heavy on you. It could be waiting for a job to show up as well, because the juggle of the Two of Pentacles, right? We do have the Ace of Wands. Okay, so you can get ready to be excited about something. I'm going to say Capricorn, because I feel like this is a temporary state that you're in. It feels like you've been dragging something around, which feels like that it has been weighing heavy on you, that you're trying to carry it around all by yourself, and which is not uncommon for you, Capricorn. You're never going to ask for help, but it does feel like it has something to do with the Two of Pentacles. So either you're trying to make a decision, or it is something that has to do with finances, or you have to go with one or the other. And the Death card tells me, I've just got to stop this. I got to stop this. It's no good for my health. Pulling it all around all by myself. It's exhausting. I can't do this anymore. I feel like there is some sort of exciting new path that's opening after the Death card comes here. The Death card is transformation, and it's right under the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like there's going to be some sort of financial transformation for you here after going back and forth on something here. Tell me about the Two of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Pentacles. Yep, something's about to materialize, my friend. We got 3 Pentacles now, which is stability, right? This is cooperation, collaboration. This is networking. This could be a workplace. We've got the 7 of Wands. I think that you have been worried. We can see the 3 of Swords is here, but we've got the 7 of Wands. You can see that 7 of Wands, right? She's holding 2, but 5 are below her. It feels like you first have to leap some sort of a indecision. You have to make a decision. Yeah, that's what it is. 2 of Pentacles, you have to make a decision. So I feel like you're at the 2 of Wands here, which is, I've already got a plan, but I just haven't put it into action just yet. I think that's why the Ace is here, but the Ace of Wands only helps you take action after the Death card has shown up. So something has to change. And it feels like something will change, but I feel like you don't believe that it will. It feels like it's like now things don't work out for me. Things like that don't show up for me. I feel like you're misunderstanding the situation, and I feel like you're misjudging the situation completely. It feels like there is a moment where you will stand up, you will get an offer of some sort, and I feel like the 3 of Pentacles could probably be from a group. I mean, for me, Pentacles are time, effort, energy, money, career, health. It feels like something is going to take a turn. And I feel like the Judgment card in the reverse tells me that you're misjudging the situation, that I feel like something really is going to show up. We've got the 4 of Cups here. Just make sure that you're aware, because I feel like it's such a slight offer that you could ignore it or reject it, I would say. The Queen of Wands is in the reverse here. Tell me why. We've got the Fool. Okay, maybe you feel like it's too much effort. It's too much energy. Too many things will have to shift and change if I say yes here. Because with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, the Queen of Wands usually is in the reverse looking at themselves. Is this going to change how I have to be? I have to tame myself, tame my words, tame my tongue, hold my tongue. It feels like you're scared of rejection mostly, but the Queen of Wands in the reverse tells me that you're not necessarily ready to make some sort of big, bold move. But the Fool is here. So the Fool is saying, look, it's open to you. The reason that you're not making a move is because you're in a comfort zone and you don't want things to change. Look, that change, that word of change affects everybody, no matter what sign you are. It affects everybody. And I feel like it's affecting you at this time. There's something here that you don't believe can happen in your favor. And I feel as though you feel like you would be too... you would have to hold back. You would have to put on a mask. I can't be myself if I go there, if I work there, if I'm with that group of people. The Ace of Swords is here. I feel like you're going to have some sort of a realization or some sort of a moment of clarity or an aha moment that I have to at least ask. I at least have to have the conversation. The Fool is here. And then I'll know better whether it is safe for me to take a leap or not. And this could be whatever your lens is today, my friend. I always say to you, you have to bring your discernment. Otherwise, you're going to allow a tarot reader to drag you all over the place by the tail, and you're not going to be able to make a decision, or you won't understand the reading because you don't come here with discernment. So whatever this is about is up to you. We've got Pentacles, time, effort, energy, money, career, health. We've got Wands, taking action. There's indecision. Something here is you're complicating it, I feel, or you're not willing to change, and that's why you're not willing to make the bold move. But I feel like there is some understanding or clarity coming that's going to help you decide whether you're going to take this, job, situation, friendship, loveship, whatever it is, seriously. We do have the Empress in the outcome. We have the 4 of Wands. That might be why. We've got the 3 of Pentacles. Because I already have a stable foundation, and I am the Empress. I have a lot of resources. Like the Empress is never scared or worried about about being without resources, not when she's in the upright. And so I feel like you are stable, you're good. You are just looking for a new path. The Empress is always birthing something brand new, which could be a new job, could be a child, could be, it feels like there is 4 of Wands here. I feel like this will only add to your stability. I'm going to say whatever this is for you, this is only going to add to your stability. And it also, look, I really do feel that this is what you need. You need somebody to come in and help you. And look, there's somebody in the back, right? Picking the apples while this person is tending to the bees. And so I feel like there is there is somebody that's coming in to help you with something, but if you don't see it as that, if you see it as somebody who's trying to take away your agency, saying, look, you can't say this, you can't say that, you got to watch your words, it feels like you would feel like it's too cumbersome, and you're like, no, I don't think that's for me. You might reject it, is what I'm saying. Instead of taking on the challenge of discipline, you might just reject it. Tell me about what's around the corner. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Six of Wands, and we've got the Devil. You know what? Just now, look at this. I just noticed that I missed. There's some of them. Look, this is the way it's supposed to be. I was supposed to notice this. We'll deal with this in a minute. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Wands, and the Devil is here. So I feel like you are so obsessed with the win that you may overlook an opportunity that is coming to you, because maybe you see the win as being something different than what it really is. Because sometimes the win is showing up to give you a lesson, and not everybody was willing to take the lesson, right? We all just want to have what we want, what we feel we're entitled to, and we don't want to have to change anything in order to get what we want. And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is saying, too bad. If you want it, you're going to have to change. It's destiny. Destiny is, if you don't change, without change, there's no progress. And if you're not willing to progress, the change, if you're going to fight the Wheel of Fortune, then something here is not going to be for you. But I feel like you're so obsessed with the win as you see it. So maybe you see the win as, when I ask this person out, I'll just go with a romantic thing. When I ask this person out, if they don't give me this, oh, of course, and they give me this, yeah, okay, I could do that. Maybe you don't consider that a win. So it feels like you could maybe possibly give it up or not see it, because you're obsessed with how the win should look, according to you. But it feels like everything has to change, and I don't think you're a fan of change, to be honest. Last cup here is the Seven of Cups. And so, yeah, that says it all. We've got the Page of Cups, surprise. And then we got the Seven of Cups, right? So I'm like, you're like, I don't know. Should I take it or should I not? Because the Two of Cups here is, if I'm in, I'm all in. And then the Five of Cups is, but what if I regret it? What if I regret leaving the job? What if I regret asking the person out? What if they're irritating as fuck, right? What if I don't want this? What if I decide I don't want it once it finally shows up? So I feel like something is coming that is going to be helping you leave the chaos of your mind and move forward and make a decision. Surprisingly so. Let's look at what we missed here. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. Look, I feel like it's, you know what I think it is? I feel like you're so confident in the path that you have grown for your future. I think you've already planned it out. You're the CEO, right? We've got the Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. You're very confident about the plan that you have. You don't want to change your plan. This is the way it's going to go. I've already planned from June until December. Don't tell me to come off the path. It feels like somebody's being really stubborn. Don't tell me to change my mind. That's what it feels like. Don't tell me to change my mind. And so that's why I'm worried that you might let the offer go for someone to help you, because remember, we started out here, right? So I feel like you are carrying something heavy. And if you don't decide to change, the Death card and the Wheel of Fortune are here. If you don't decide to change, then you could miss the opportunity altogether. That's interesting. Okay, let's find out what we've got here for cards. We've got Virgo energy. Virgo and Taurus here. We've got Gemini, Pisces. Got Capricorn energy here with Virgo. I feel like you are going to get, Capricorn. Capricorn is here with the Six of Wands, which is Leo. I feel like you're going to get a quick win if you can change your mind. The Fool is here, and that's Aries. And then we've got the Queen in the reverse, which is Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. We've got Virgo and Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Sagittarius. That's ruled by Jupiter. There's about to be an expansion for you, but you have to really realize that this is a step up and not a step aside. It almost feels like you're like, I don't want to have to change myself to take that, but maybe that's the lesson. Maybe you're supposed to learn to change. We have Capricorn energy here again. We've got Taurus and Libra, and we've got the Death card Scorpio. Cancer energy here as well. All right. Aquarius. How you doing, Aquas? Let's find out what is going on for Aquarius. I love reading for you because it's always very, I get very, how can I say? I get very engrossed in your reading. It's like I really got to pay attention. Like you're watching me. I got to pay attention. Let's find out what's going on for Aquarius. It's like you're reading over my shoulder. Tell me about Aquarius. We've got the Knight of Cups. Tell me why the Knight of Cups is here. We've got, ooh, the King of Swords. You're about to be really honest with someone about how you feel about a situation. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it feels like you feel deeply about something. And you're about to just be very honest about that. And it could be, look, maybe you're having a conversation with somebody in politics and I just got to be honest with you. It feels like you're bringing your feelings to the surface as it comes to a certain subject. But you're going to try and soften the words as much as you can because Pisces is here. And Pisces is sometimes not very soft with their words, but I'm just saying the water is here. So it feels like you're going to try and soften your words just a little bit. Take off the edge. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. And we've got the Ace of Cups. Okay, so it does have to do with some sort of new beginning. The Knight of Cups is here, and so is the Ace of Cups, and that's 2 cups for me. So it feels like you know that stepping forward and being honest with the details and the facts and trying to keep your emotions out of it, although I feel like you're trying to use water to soften the blow, it feels like you do want to advance, or you do want to invest, or you want to buy something that is, or the Ace of Pentacles is here, and that's abundance, and abundance is a really big umbrella. So it feels like you want to put in your 2 cents. I'm going to say that you have something to say about how you feel about something that could, yes or no, begin something with the Ace of Cups. Because the Ace of Pentacles is here. You know what it feels like? It feels like you're going to make your decision when you get there. When I get there and I feel the energy, I'm going to make a decision as to whether I'm going to talk about Pentacles, practical things, or whether I'm going to talk about the Ace of Cups, things about emotions and connection and that kind of thing. So let's talk about this Knight of Cups. It feels like you've been thinking about it for a long time, daydreaming, fantasizing about the outcome. Tell me about this. Ooh, the Tower. Just like that. There it is. I think you've had a shift in how you feel about someone or something, a subject. We've got the 5 of Cups. And we have the 7 of Cups. So yeah, I feel like there is something here that you have been feeling, you've been fighting. You've been fighting change, friend. Well, makes sense. I get you. I'm a Taurus. So you don't like change. I don't like change either. I want to do it slowly. But when the Wheel of Fortune is here, that's exactly why you feel the 5 of Wands, because that's the fight of your life. That's a street fight, right? You know logically that you may not want to move forward, but you can't fight the Wheel of Fortune because destiny's here and things are about to expand and change and you have no control over it. And you're usually in control of everything. So, ooh, and the Judgment card is here as well. So, the Judgment card is here. The 4 of Pentacles is here. I feel like you're about to make a decision about showing some feelings about something or how you feel about something. So I'm going to say that you're a person that usually doesn't stick your nose into anything. You're not usually going to start it, but you will finish it if you need to. And I feel like you're just about to be honest about how you feel about the situation, romantic or not. So the Ace of Pentacles tells me that depending on how the situation feels to you when you get there, it feels like that's how you're going to deal with it, either practically, pragmatically, we're going to just stick to the path, or we can veer off into the bush and talk about the Ace of Cups. So I feel like with the Tower, you've changed how you feel about something, someone, a subject. The 5 of Cups is here. I feel like what's changed is that it feels like you're now feeling in regret about something you did or said. And although you wouldn't say it out loud, but it feels like the 7 of Cups here is telling me, now I don't know how I feel about the situation. But it feels like you have now shifted out of some sort of energy, and it feels like you are now thinking about this on a loop, or you're daydreaming because the Knight of Cups is here. So it could be romantic things. It doesn't have to be. But there is the Wheel of Fortune, which tells me something's about to change. And that Tower tells me that it's something that you feel that you need to attend to, because the Judgment card is here with the Wheel of Fortune, which tells me the Wheel of Fortune is not getting out of your face. It's going to keep coming back round and round and round, friend, until you actually take care of it, be honest about it, say something about it. And I feel like you're trying to hold it in with the Five of Wands. Feels like it's really, battle. There's a battle going on within you about whether you should say something or not. Tell me more about this. We've got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Five of Pentacles. And we've got the Lovers. So, time to make a choice. That's what it is. Time to make a choice. Because I feel like the Five of Pentacles and the Lovers here is saying, it's time for me to make a choice, but what if I make the wrong choice? I don't want to feel like I'm on the outside looking in. I feel sort of Emperor energy from you a little bit. It feels like you do want to settle down. You do see the value of something. You see the value of building the kingdom. You see the value of settling down, supporting a situation possibly, but also supporting someone emotionally in a situation. And so here it is. I feel like you're on the outside looking in, deciding if you even want to walk into the restaurant or not. Do you know what I mean? Like, it does feel like you're going to deal with the situation when you get there. And although you're an overthinker, right? You're the king of the overthinkers, I would say. Even though you've thought about it over and over and over again, I think you're going to deal with it when you get there and you look in the restaurant and you see that person sitting there waiting for you. That's when you're going to decide what you're going to do, if it's going to be Pentacles or Cups. And we do have the Lovers here. So it does feel with this duality energy that we have here that it could go one way or the other, right? It could go Pentacles or it could go Cups. So tell me about this. One more card here. We've got the Nine of Cups. And that's the thing. Look, I'm telling you that when you do not bet all your money on one horse, right, then you realize that you're not going to be broke if the horse doesn't come in. So I feel like what I'm saying here in a way is that when the Nine of Cups comes up, you're okay whether this works out or not. I don't think it's going to impact you mentally. I don't think it's going to impact your life. I feel like you are ready to assess the situation close up. And with the Nine of Cups being here, you don't require the external validation. You do not hook your wagon to anybody to allow them to drag you around. Like, you are your own person, you make your own decisions, and when you go into something like this, you go into it very practically, you go into it very logically, and I feel like you're like, if it works out, it would be the best, Ace of Cups. But if it doesn't, that's okay. It's not going to impact my life negatively. It's something that I want to try. It's something that I've been thinking about and I want to resolve, because either way I think you resolve it, because with the Knight of Cups here and the Five of Cups here, I think the result is the Six of Cups, which is we still get to stay friends. We're still going to know each other. Tell me more. What is the outcome here? We've got the Ace of Wands. We've got the Page of Pentacles, and we've got the Temperance card. Yeah, it's the moment of alchemy stuff, right? It's like, until I get there, sit down and look this person in the face, I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm going to wait for the universe to tell me when it's time to shift. And so the Page of Pentacles tells me I'm going to give them the energy that they give me, maybe a little bit more. But it does feel like there is an offer that you have in your back pocket, I'm going to say. The offer's in your back pocket and you're not sure whether you're going to pull it out, Ace of Wands. Because I feel like if you do pull out the offer, I feel like it is exciting. I feel like the other person is elated, but I think that you're not willing to, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not willing to, put all your eggs in one basket. Like, if it doesn't work out, I tried. Tell me what the outcome is, or tell me what's around the corner, rather. For Aquarius, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, we've got the Eight of Wands, and we've got the Two of Cups. So you have thought about everything. You've thought about every both sides of the conversation. You've overthought everything. It feels like you've had a long time to think about it. And the Eight of Wands tells me you're ready to take your shot, move forward. Two of Cups is here to deepen the connection. This is not a marriage proposal. This is not, will you date me? This is, can we deepen the connection? Because I feel like somebody here is about to have a reunion with somebody they haven't seen in a long while, because the Eight of Pentacles is here. But I feel like you've been thinking about this constantly. And if you are, it's because the other person's thinking about it constantly too. So the Two of Cups is here. And so I feel like you do want to deepen the connection, whether that's a friendship connection, a family connection, or romantic love. I feel like whether they say yes or no is of no consequence to you. That's what it feels like. You're just going to give it a shot because it's the right thing to do. And that's what the King of Swords does. Does the right thing. We've got the Judgment. Look, it was on the bottom of the deck and it came back out. So Judgment card is here. So that's the indication of it. It's going to keep coming back, Aquarius, until you finally make the decision to close the door somehow. It's going to keep coming back. The thing I don't think you like is it's going to change some things, because Temperance is here, the Tower is here, and the Judgment card is here. And so I feel like it is going to change things. And I don't think you're a fan of change. Nobody is. We do have the Hierophant, and you're kind of stubborn. You could be dealing with the Taurus. We do have the Four of Pentacles. It could be somebody that you haven't spoken with in a while, because you've been a little bit stubborn. But we have the Ten of Swords. And so I feel like ultimately you just want to release it. The Ten of Swords is I feel like you're going to say, well, I've been disappointed before. I've been let go before. I've been betrayed before. This won't be the first time. But I feel like you're not any stranger to being released or let go, or I think you'll just let it go if it doesn't work out. But we have the Queen of Wands. So it's somebody that you're very attracted to, somebody you've had conversation with before, reciprocal conversation that worked out really good. But I feel like this Queen of Wands energy here is also telling me you're about to make some sort of really brave and bold move, my friend. All right. We've got Virgo and Pisces, Cancer. We've got Sagittarius and more Pisces. We've got Gemini and Pisces. Pisces all over the place. There's feelings here. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We've got Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. We've got Sagittarian energy, and Scorpio is the shift. We've got Piscean energy here and more Aquarian energy. Very interesting. All right, Pisces, my water family. How are you, my water friends? I hope you're well. Two Fishes friends, let's find out what's going on for you in the next 7 days. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about Pisces. Tell me about Pisces, please, in the next 7 days. We've got the Page of Pentacles. We've got the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Six of Wands. Oh, it feels like somebody's coming out in the, is coming out under the sun. They want you to see them. It feels like somebody who is possibly not necessarily, yeah, it does feel like Four Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is 5. Tells me that we haven't really been talking. It doesn't feel like it's for any bad reason here. That's not what I'm feeling here. The Devil's here with the Six of Wands, but I feel like you've been thinking on a loop about, how do I get the victory? How do I get the victory? How do I get the victory without looking codependent? That's what it feels like. The Two of Wands is here. I feel like you have a plan. Two of Wands is under the deck. I feel like you've been planning this, or that you have a plan, or somebody's got a plan for you, friend. That's what it feels like. But the Six of Wands is here. The plan includes somebody being victorious with you or about you. Could be a Capricorn, could be a Leo. But I feel like there is an obsessive thought pattern of, I gotta win, I gotta win, I gotta win. That's what I'm feeling here. There is an offer coming here. I feel like it's a small one. Coffee date. Let's go out and go to a movie. I don't know what it is. It feels like it's something small, but the Page is here, which means something is materializing here in this situation. It feels like somebody just wants to release some sort of burden they've been carrying about wanting to ask. And the Page of Pentacles is here. And somebody's been, Ten of Wands, carrying around a burden because they've been holding back, trying to get a perspective of what they want to do here. And so I feel that the best thing for them to do is the right thing. Oh, it's very interesting. So we have Libra, we have the Ten of Wands, and the Page, right? So it feels like somebody's like, you know what, the best thing to do for me is to give a little. Instead of giving nothing, is to give a little. And so this Hanged Man energy is telling me that somebody has come to the perspective that they can no longer hang on or bear the burden of the silence that's going on between you, and somebody wants to do the right thing with the Justice card. It feels like they want to do the right thing, they want to say something. I need to bring this into a harmonious place. I don't like the way it feels right now. It feels like somebody here was shut off and shut down for a while because I think that they had talked themselves out of the victory. Like they feel like, it feels like the Four of Pentacles next to the Six of Wands. I talked myself out of it. I didn't think I was going to get it. And so I just shut off and shut down and said, no, but it won't leave you alone. It won't leave them alone or won't leave you alone. The Devil card is here and that's on the loop, right? I won't leave you alone. It's on the loop here. It's attached to you and you can't let it go. We've got the Moon energy here, Pisces. It's your energy. We've got the Nine of Swords. And we got the Two of Pentacles. So somebody here is worried about whether or not it will be reciprocal energy because the Moon is things that we don't really know, right? Things are not as they seem. And so it feels as though the Nine of Swords is there's a lot of worry because I'm in the dark. Things are not as they seem. Is this person going to say yes or no? The Two of Pentacles is here. It could go either way. Am I going to get stability? Will somebody make a decision? Somebody here is under the moon, I would say. Like the moon energy is here. And the moon energy is very emotional. But that being said, the new moon is here in Taurus pretty soon. You're already feeling that energy. And somebody is about to... It feels like somebody's deciding what makes them feel stable and what does not make them feel stable. And that might be in the mind, which is the Nine of Swords, because they're constantly worried about it. But I feel like somebody's realizing that with justice, they can have harmony, they can have balance, something that they will be justified getting. And it's the perspective of, if I just release it, Ten of Wands, then I can, if I just say it, if I just do it, then I can finally release it regardless of what the outcome is. So I feel like somebody has a decision to make because the Two of Pentacles is here, but right next to the Two of Pentacles is the Nine of Swords. It's freaking them out. That they're going to make a decision because they don't know what the outcome is here. Tell me what this outcome might be. Two of Cups, I can't even. Yeah. So I feel like it's reciprocal. I feel like somebody here wants to share their energy. They want to deepen the connection. They want to speak intimately. They want to get to know you deeper. It feels like it's on both sides, I would say. Somebody here is like, it's a 50-50 chance. I feel like these two hearts are already entangled. It feels like you can see they're entangled here. I'm going to say that it feels like quantum entanglement. When you think about me, I think about you. That's usually why you're thinking about someone, is because they're thinking about you. But let's see what the outcome says here. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the High Priestess. And we have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, somebody is wondering, do they have the same emotional feelings as I have for them? And I feel like somebody, like there's an attraction here that is lingering, I would say, because the High Priestess is here with the Queen of Wands. Somebody here, it's lingering. The Ace of Cups, somebody wants to take action, wants to make a bold move, and they're waiting for their intuition to come online, or they've been silent about it, waiting for their intuition to tell them it's go time, right? Yeah, Ace of Swords is here. There's going to be some communication. Somebody is getting some communication. And it's because somebody has come to a perspective. Somebody's got their answer, because Libra is here with the Hanged Man. So somebody's got their answer and they're about to do the right thing. And it feels like they're about to express their feelings because they can't stop thinking about it. And they don't think that you're interested, or vice versa, if it's you that's moving forward here. Tell me what's around the corner here, please. We've got Ten of Cups. It works out fine. We've got the Ten of Swords. Oh, we're coming to the ends of cycles here. And we've got the Six of Pentacles. So I feel like somebody plans on having a conversation and hoping that they get reciprocal energy. But it also feels like with the Ten of Swords here that somebody also expects that they're going to be hurt, like hurt beyond repair. But the Ten of Cups is here. That's what's at risk. And so that's what's holding them back from saying it. That's why they're nervous with the Nine of Swords about making a decision to say something, because they don't want to feel gutted. Yeah. I feel like the Ten of Cups being here is a good indication that things work out, but I think that this person is prepared for the worst. Six of Pentacles is here. This is reciprocal energy. I feel like if you're the one doing this and asking someone else, it feels like they feel the same way. Vice versa. I feel like you feel the same way as they do. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like somebody is really taking their time going over the details. It feels like procrastination, if I'm being honest. It feels like it's not perfect. Yeah. It's like my delivery's not perfect or something's not perfect. It feels like here. So it feels like procrastination. I haven't been perfect. I got to have the perfect words. They can't say no. It feels like somebody they don't think that they're holding back, but it's their procrastination and perfection that's holding them back. So whether that's you or somebody else, yeah, there it is. So I don't know what to say, right? Because pages don't have a really big vocabulary, right? I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. Maybe I need more information. Maybe I need to watch from a distance, observe a little more, gain a little more knowledge or information. Knight of Wands tells me this person doesn't know what to say because they don't want you to think that they're here just for the passion, or vice versa. And so the Seven of Cups is here. Do I really just want to pick one person? It feels like this person is Seven of Pentacles, waiting a little bit, but they are going to find their Emperor energy to step up and pursue and make the decision. They're still scared that they're going to get hurt. Scared you're going to say no. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Pisces. Pisces a couple times. We've got Libra and Sagittarius. We've got Virgo, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I think I said that already. We've got Leo, Capricorn, Cancer, more Capricorn, and Cancer and Pisces. Bottom of the deck, we have Sagittarius, we have Libra, and Pisces energy with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and some Aries. And that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you. I'll be back with the weekly readings soonish, I would say. But I'm going to go for now. And I'll be back because I'm always back. See you guys later. Bye.